What I am going to say is this. Manchester United tonight, the fans in the stadium, fans all around the country, the hell are you celebrating? I know you could argue we're in the final. What do you think Man City are going to do to us if we perform like that? We should be booing that performance. We should be dragging those players over the coals. We should be absolutely ripping into them in every single which way. That was an abomination. Yes, we're through. Yes, there's relief. But as I've been saying for a long time, these performances will be our downfall. Another lead that we're thrown away, and we've done that multiple times in recent weeks. You then factor into this situation what's going on with our inability to cope with adversity. As soon as something starts to go wrong, this team capitulates, it falls apart, it has no spine, no guts. This is a team, they're a mid-level, what are they, 8th? Basically middle of the table, higher middle of the table, championship team. And we are scraping past them. We are scraping past them in a semi-final which we led 3-0. There is no celebrating from me. There is no gloating from me. There is barely even a raised smile. I'll start with the players today. Decent for 60 minutes. The first goal goes in, and you just see all the bad habits come out, the panic, the worry, the lack of mental strength we have in this squad is absolutely horrendous. Shrinking violets everywhere. Coward after yellow belly throughout this entire team. I'm sorry if what I'm about to say offends anybody, but these are men. They are fucking eunuchs. There is no balls on that football pitch. Nothing. Limp, impotent, flaccid, weak little men when it doesn't go their way. Horrendous. So many of these players over the next summer or two need to go. I don't want fair weather players. I don't want individuals that play well or have good moments when the going is good. You need people that can persevere through the wind, the wet, the rain, the snow, the sleet. That's a metaphor. I don't literally mean the bad weather. You need people that can persevere through that. We don't have it. Weak. And then Ten Hag. For months, and I don't know if they're in the comment section right now, and I couldn't care less, to be fair. The likes of, and I'll name some of them, the likes of King Cantona, etc., that always come at me. Terry, why are you nicer about Arsenal than you are Man United in Ten Hag? Because of tonight, you pleb. Because of the last week or two. Because of the last year. Over a year now. Abysmal performance after abysmal performance, after wasted money, after throwing away leads, after bottling opportunities. This man today, listen, we played well in the first 60 odd minutes, and he was partly responsible for that. He then takes off Garnacho and Mainu, who are two of our best performing players, and the team absolutely loses its shape. We concede, we start to bottle it, we panic when we're in possession. Everybody, including, by the way, the players that came on, Anthony did it consistently, Ahmad did it consistently, everybody looking to be the match winner, everybody looking to be the hero, instead of playing as a unit, playing as a team. And that stems through leadership, through coaching, through drilling and management. Now, we know this goes beyond Ten Hag. This goes deeper than Ten Hag to the way we've been run over the last decade. This is what we have created. This is the embodiment of how we've been run for a decade. We know that needs to be changed. But anybody that seriously stands behind this manager and this group of players as a whole and wants any of it here next season, I think you're a fool. And I'm sorry for that to sound like an ad hominem attack. I just mean you're a fool when it comes to your footballing opinion. You are blinded by loyalty and love, and you are misguided, and it is foolishness to stand behind this. It is absolutely foolishness to stand behind this. It really, really is. It is absolutely crazy. And I, for one, believe that tonight, Erik ten Hag should be sacked. He should be removed from this football club, given his P45, paid off, and never set foot in that training ground again. Never pick another team, never give another team talk, not one training session. He can't even touch a cone. He has to go. Do whatever you have to do. Get an interim, get a part-time manager, literally go and get a PE teacher out of a school in Manchester. I guarantee they can do a better job before this final. We need someone to come in and build a little bit of solidarity and fortitude and strengthen this team in a good shape in the next month, because we're going to go up against Man City in the final, and we could be heavily, heavily embarrassed again on the world stage. He must go tonight. He absolutely must. It's imperative. It truly is. He was an absolute embarrassment. He really, really was. And he made terrible in-game decisions. His team, by the way, we lose our minds when things go wrong, but that's because of how poor our system is and the players know it. I've already criticized them, and a lot of them need to go. So nobody said, oh, Terry's always defending the players. That isn't it at all. That's only what people say that have no argument, that no, I'm right about the manager, would say. But I'm embarrassed. I'm frustrated. I genuinely feel a deep sorrow for Coventry. They were so unlucky. A lot of people in the comments are saying they were robbed. Now, I'm not going to go that far. They were absolutely, they were offside according to the technology that's being used. Unless you can show me evidence that they were onside. They were offside, so the goal should have been disallowed. As bad as we were, the VAR shouldn't say, oh, it's offside, but we're going to give it onside just to hurt Man United. We're not going to go down that slippery slope of nonsense. So to say they were robbed is crazy to me. When people say never offside, it's an objective decision. Show me that he is onside, and we can have that conversation. Until that point, I'm muting it because there's no evidence of a robbery. We weren't given a lucky penalty. We didn't score a goal that came from a foul that should have been disallowed. So there's none of that to talk about. But we were embarrassed. And I think you guys focusing in the comment section on the robbery, I'm going to give you a little bit. You're missing out on the actual banter by saying it was a robbery. You're wasting your time typing that, because that isn't really what the problem was today. But as I say, I'm embarrassed as a Man United fan. I'm actually embarrassed that the fans were singing at the end and cheering the players. I know they've paid a lot of money the day out. They're happy to maybe through to the final. But I always remember watching Sir Alex Ferguson do an interview when he won a cup final in Scotland with Aberdeen. And he just ripped into his players even though they'd won. And I watched that back obviously years later. I wasn't born when that happened. But I looked at it and thought, that is a manager. That is, the standards are there. Shamelessly celebrating this today is an abomination. This isn't a hard-fought away Premier League game in the midst of a title race after a bad week. This is up against a mid-table championship team that you were 3-0 up against after 60 minutes. The story is different. The situation is different. And I am absolutely fuming. I want to go to some of your super chats here because I know a lot of you have got stuff to say today. I'm just going to bookmark when this started. This